Hi, I'm Luke Milton. I'm the writer and artist of Animals Rule This Land. I live in Perth, Western Australia, and this is my debut graphic novel. I've always been passionate about comics, but I've had a long break from drawing to pursue other things. Like I wrote and directed theatre for 10 years. I've done photography, I've done podcasts, I've done graphic design. But this is my opportunity to finally bring all those things together and all those skills together and produce my first of what I hope is many new graphic novels to delight and entertain you. Animals Rule This Land is a graphic novel about Guy, an everyday guy who gets caught in an asteroid shower, gets knocked unconscious, and he wakes up as the only human left in a town full of freshly evolved, walking, talking, clothes wearing, opportunistic, erratic animals. And this is a trope we're familiar with. It should be something that's pleasant, but for Guy, it's not pleasant because although these animals claim they want to be civilized and that everything's okay, there's clearly something darker under the surface. So it's kind of a black comedy folk horror take on a familiar trope where a fish out of water tries to navigate this brand new world where which should be happy, should be friendly, should be cute and fun, but nothing's quite as it seems, and he has to figure out what's really going on and hopefully find his pet cat Franklin, who he loves very much. I created this graphic novel during lockdown. I've always been passionate about comics, but I've had a big break, and that was something that inspired me to get back on the wagon and start drawing again. And I think this story particularly it's kind of struck me because everybody was having this shared experience of playing games like Animal Crossing, and I started to really think about the kind of loneliness and separation that people were feeling in the real world and what it would be like to be the only human on an island full of animals. And it reminded me of those sort of folk horror stories where people go to a village or somewhere where it's everything's quite perfect on the surface, but there's something sinister lurking underneath. And yeah, it just really appealed to me to explore that. What does my creative process look like? I think because of my theatre background, particularly, and an interest in writing, the script is really important to me, especially the plotting of it. I like to very tightly plot these stories, make sure there's a real clear beginning, middle, and end, and that everybody's got the correct motivations and we know what everybody wants, and there's a lot of cause and effect and a lot of surprises. So once I nail that, a little bit freer with the dialogue. I like characters to have the freedom to sort of explore their situation on the page. So I am a lot looser when it comes to drawing it. And in terms of the art, it's all digital. I use a big old Cintiq, and I just try and get it done as least painfully as possible. What am I working on next? Very excited about this because I'm halfway through a brand new graphic novel. It's called He Lost His Keys in Space. It's a collaboration between myself and my partner, Lizzie. We came up with the story together. I script and draw it. She colors it. It's about the world's or Earth's worst ambassador ever. He finishes a 12-year mission and realizes just before he goes back to his lovely fortress that he has lost his keys in space. So gathers a reluctant crew, and he has to go back to all the planets he previously visited to try and find his keys. And of course, each time he visits one of these planets, we see what the actual effect of his work there as an ambassador is, and he has to confront the horrible ramifications of being a bad ambassador. Really excited about the book. It's a lot of fun, black comedy, really funny, and I hope that we'll get to bring that to you soon if we have your continued support. Do I have formal art training? I actually have very limited formal art training. I did do graphic design when I first left high school many moons ago at university. Left after about 6 months to pursue some folly. But I'm catching up now. I've learned a lot doing Animals Rule This Land, and I'm learning more and more as I do the next book, like how to draw hands with four fingers, all that sort of stuff. But I do have formal training in writing. I've done a lot of script writing at university. I've got an honours degree in creative arts. And yeah, really love the writing side, and very interested in structure and trying to give you the tightest, funniest script possible. So yeah, writing something that I think is at the forefront of the work that I do. What are my inspirations? Well, clearly, as you can see, I absolutely love pop culture and all aspects of it. Very influenced by comics, films, TV, video games. As a child of the late 70s, early 80s, I grew up on Muppets and Star Wars. A lot of those original Looney Tunes cartoons. I think you'll see some of those influences in there. A lot of British comedy, a lot of American comedy, and Australian comedy, of course, to a lesser extent. Yeah. But I really love everything from those giant sort of blockbusters to small, weird, independent, obscure stuff. I think anything that makes me think or laugh or shows me something in a way that I haven't seen it before, then I'm excited about it. What is the message behind Animals Rule This Land? I think it is about what it is to be human, which sounds broad, but I mean, from the animals' perspective, this idea of them seeing humanity and going and trying to emulate it and trying to understand as outsiders, particularly outsiders who have been in a subservient role, what it is to be civilized, and sort of being very confused by all these things that we take for granted. And at the same time, Guy, the human character, he's struggling with the fact that although we might feel like we're in control of our environment, that we feel very civilized and grown up, and that we have all the answers, that we fall apart quite quickly once things change. And we really see him crumble as everything around him sort of falls into chaos. Also, I think there's probably a message there about not letting a dog drive a car. Oh, and bread is bad for ducks. Who is this book for? Well, it is recommended for 16 plus. So it's not for children, even though it's got cutesy animals on the cover. Things do get a little dark and crazy as the book progresses. Nature is very savage, circle of life. There are some potentially confronting things in there as it progresses. But I think that, devil's advocate, if I had read this when I was like about 12, I would have blown on my mind. Not for children, but if you like to see a new twist on things, like to see something familiar which has been twisted into something unfamiliar, dark comedy, folk horror, any of those things, then I really think that this is for you. I think I might have been thinking specifically of you when I was creating it. So, hi. Why did I create this graphic novel? I think it was because inside me there's this beast.